Okay, we have nothing to do with Geist Channeler, but Key to the Archives and 4 mana seems good. And we can always just not play Geist Channeler early if needs be. Only 12 Snowlands is extremely stretchy. No doubt there. Absolutely no doubt there. Our opponent is, it would seem, immediately on 4-color snow, probably? So I guess we're... something flavorful is happening? Cheaper Discover the Formula is excellent. Opponent missing land drops sounds fine to me. We're just gonna make this Discover the Formula much cheaper. I could play Key to the Archives there, but I'm not actually sure whether or not that's correct. Okay, well. I'm gonna go with, I guess this is good. Let's see. What's in your hand, opponent? Ah. Okay. I don't entirely understand how my opponent has 4 cards in hand that cost 1 or less mana, but none of them are lands? That's kind of confusing. Alright, let's exile Goldspan Dragon, I guess. If we win this, retire undefeated. There's an option. Yeah, okay. Our opponent gets a Snow Mana Rock. I am not surprised by that choice at all. So do I let them just have the Mana Rock in order to play my Key to the Archives? Yeah, I think probably I do. I will extremely happily take a Time Warp and get rid of this Fading Hope. Time Warp seems kind of busted in the Lier deck. Replicating Ring from our opponent, unsurprising. I'm gonna lose so much life to this Sorin. Okay, so you're telling me that my opponent's playing... Huh. Eye Twitch, 5-color Snow. Dragons. Okay. Alright. Well, no objection from me. I think we're just going to go about losing infinity life to this Sorin. But as long as the Sorin is hitting lands, I guess I'm happy. Let's take an extra turn, because I forgot Key to the Archives makes 2 mana. Sorin, if you want to just keep upticking, happily reveal Divide by 0. Play Hall of the Storm Giants. Why not? Actually, should we get rid of this Replicating Ring? We should probably get rid of the Replicating Ring. Cut our opponent on black mana. Snag Teachings. Play Teachings. Play Hall. Have Jwari Disruption. That all seems excellent. Yeah, Tiamat is a card you can technically play alongside Snowlands. Although I suspect we probably wouldn't get to play very many basics if we did it that way. Could have drawn 1 extra card? Oh, had I played the land first, would we have gotten to draw 1 extra card? I didn't do the math right on that then. I thought I was 1 short. Reveal that card, yeah. Break Expectations is at least also 1 more very cheap card for Sorin the Mirthless, which is kind of cool. Okay, I don't want my opponent to have blood on the snow, because that can kill Sorin if they top deck an untapped black source. And I would like to get to deal 13 damage to my opponent this turn, if possible. Probably should have attacked with the Hull and Storm Giants. Part of me wanted to represent Counterspell here, but maybe that isn't actually relevant compared to just having their life total be lower. Oh yeah, because now they actually get to remove my ability to turn it into a creature. Ooh, yeah, that actually hurt quite a bit. Hadn't thought of that option. Yeah, so if I just attacked with all of the Storm Giants, then the Sorin Ultimate would be lethal here. I can animate the Hull of the Storm Giants and bounce it, but that probably isn't actually good. Oh, I could have activated it in response to the Townraiser Tyrant before the trigger happened. Yeah, that's true. That's a cool line. I hadn't seen that. I guess they also have the option of playing 2 chump blockers. Yeah, so not attacking with all of the Storm Giants just really wasn't good overall. I probably want them to spend a lot more mana recasting this Townraiser Tyrant, even if it sort of hurts me in the short run. I will sacrifice all the Storm Giants. I have enough mana at this point. Discover the formula. I guess I kind of want more mana now. I guess I have, like, infinity life, though, don't I? Alright, let's draw a card with Sorin so that we can make it cheaper with Discover the Formula. We want it to be in our hand. We can Ultimate Sorin next turn. Alright, so we didn't kill the opponent this turn like we should have if I had played correctly, but I feel like we're probably still very ahead. Shambling Ghast, we're okay with them having. Townraiser Tyrant, I am probably going to divide by 0. I was going to say I wanted a Lier, but I didn't really need 3 Liers. Still, I guess that's fine. And an Eye Twitch. Okay. So, we get to play our land, we get to play Lier. We get to Time Warp. We get to Fading Hope. And we get... Sure, that's fine. Okay. Basically, we Fading Hope all of their blockers, do 13 to them, and then attack with Lier for 3. That was messier than I probably should have let it be, but we got there. Howdy, Ravager. Merry Christmas to you, too. Marco Magic, thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Ooh, retrieve socks. Okay, let's figure out this sideboard plan, which is probably going to be 2 Disdainful Strokes and cutting... what? Fading Hope? Maybe a Blood on the Snow? I think Blood on the Snow is probably worse than Mythic Massacre. I guess we could just cut both Blood on the Snows and play like Hullbreaker Horrors instead. That's not a bad idea, really. Probably trim Sorins, since we're not playing Blood on the Snow. Am I going to end up just cutting all of the snow cards every time? If other snow decks are bad, can't we just play snow basics in a regular deck? No, that's technically... it's technically not a good idea because Raidane is a card that does see play. So we need to come up with excuses to justify the snow cards. I don't think we can just play the snow basics naturally. Or at least if we only play the snow basics, we have to admit we're making mistakes for style points. If we play Blood on the Snow, we can pretend that our mistakes for style points are actually intentional good ideas. It's about the kayfabe of the whole thing. How we play Blood on the Snow on the sideboard, and they never sided in. I suppose we could do that. That's not cheating. Let me go grab the cat real quick. Okay, I failed to find him. Help me remember that after this game, I owe one kitty appearance. Making them board rate ain't in when it's bad, because most of our basics aren't snow basics. The problem with that line might be that Raydane is actually still good against our deck with a billion copies of Discover the Formula. Okay. I think we can afford to play the Seagate tapped here. I don't need black mana this turn, and we don't need Divide by Zero when I can Disdainful Stroke instead. Fearsome Whelp is a card I probably wanted to Divide by Zero. Whoops. Oh, we play replacement basics in the sideboard. There you go. Alright, I like that plan. I guess Break Expectations is kind of decent against Fearsome Whelp, isn't it? Like, I can just get rid of this Goldspan Dragon. Hey, Nerdy Steve! Thanks for the raid! How did your stream go, if you're here already? What kind of nonsense card do you want from our Break Expectations opponent? Merry Christmas to you too. If we trick our opponent into playing Raydane or spellbinding our Blood on the Snow, we can actually make sure we can get back Lier. That's true, if Blood on the Snow is more expensive, then we can make it cheaper with Geist Channeler and still get back Lier, provided we find 5 of our snow basics, of which we have 12. I probably want to Divide by Zero that, right? It'll end up costing 3 mana if I do. What am I getting with Divide by Zero? No, I don't actually want to, because I want to play Key to the Archives and Jwari Disruption next turn, and I don't want my opponent to have a threat they can play. I'd rather them have the opportunity to miss their top deck. Alright, 2 Discover the Formula seems pretty good. We'll take Demonic Tutor. Do we get rid of Jwari Disruption even though it's a land drop when every other card is good? Yeah. So we can still hit one of the other 3 Jwari Disruptions with Discover the Formula to be our land drop, technically. Or we could just draw a land. That works perfectly well. Okay. Discover the Formula before our opponent has a chance to draw one of their counter spells in their deck that's technically running blue. Meathook Massacre is a card that exists. And we have Divide by Zero up. Oh, speaking of which, since we just got raided, we are playing a deck that gets to use the pretty new Snow basics, which means we're playing a blue-black control deck that has 2 copies of, what is it, Blood on the Snow, that we're probably going to board out in every single game. Okay, so we go to our turn. We hit a land, excellent. Demonic Tutor. I think the card that I most want here is... I mean, it's probably Lier. Like, Lier is the actual answer. But what if I just got Discover the Formula so that our Discover the Formula made Discover the Formula cheaper? It's probably supposed to be Lier. We've got a Fading Hope to save it from the Dragon's Fire anyway. Although they don't have a 4-power dragon, so that's not even that scary. Alright, let's just Discover the Formula now. And then we'll end up discarding probably a Meathook Massacre. I can cast Meathook Massacre for 2 right now. I don't think I'm supposed to. I probably should have used... I need to get in the habit of using Key to the Archives first, so that I can actually split up 2 mana at the end of turn. The fact that the auto-tapper tries to leave up the Key to the Archives is kind of bad. Because, like, if I had paid earlier with Key to the Archive, then I could cast Geist Channeler here. Although that doesn't really do much, but I wouldn't be discarding a hand size. Alright, we'll get rid of Meathook Massacre. It just doesn't do very much. Orb of Dragonkind. Oh no! So do they find a Tiamat, and do I care? No. They find a Townraiser Tyrant. Do I care? I don't think so. But I probably want them to spend a bunch of those treasures. Let's get, I guess, Mascot Exhibition. Why not? We have Geist Channeler to start making it much cheaper. Then they play a Townraiser Tyrant. Very well. They probably hit our Hall of the Storm Giants. That makes sense. I would like to have as much mana as possible. We draw a land. That's awesome. Let's play Meathook for 4. Gain some life. Play a Lier. Have up removal and counter spells. Well, I guess when they have this much mana, Divide by 0 isn't the world's greatest counterspell, but it does do something. It's good against Tiamat, at the very least.